How you doing today, folks? So today we're going to go through a little bit of a discussion. Now, this is primarily about the sickness and obsession of acquiring new gear. Now, this is a sickness and an obsession in almost all aspects of life, in someone's life, in some way, shape, or form, right? But I feel like if you're a knife collector, you're a bit more prone to this. And if you're like me, and a lot of you people are like me, that it can get out of hand pretty quickly. So here's an example. This is a Boker front flipper, Excalibur 1, right? Decent knife. You want to try that front flipper itch. You hear all this stuff talking about it. It's supposed to be super unique and incredible and everything else. And you get one. And it's interesting and you like it. And then you, even though this piece, this knife should be able to satiate you and just to fix that urge, it doesn't. Then you want the upgraded version. You want the limited edition version of it. You want something that is the same thing, but also at the same time different. And you might get a different finish. You might get a different scale. You might contact a maker, to make his own scales to make something unique for you. There's any number of stuff you could do, right? And it's not going to fundamentally change the knife. It's not going to fundamentally change the action or any meaningful piece of it. But for some reason, as knife guys, we just kind of need that. From there, you start getting into more exotic materials like titanium. This is something that is done by a buddy of mine named Ryan Palmer, Antic7 on Instagram. But you want something a little different, right? Okay, so you bought something at the $50 price range, the $100 price range. Maybe now you want something at $200. Maybe now you want to find some tangible difference. And again, it might flip better, it might drop shut better, it might look a little better, but there's no real need for that crazy upgrade, right? That first knife fit, that second knife was excessive, the third knife is probably getting a little out of hand, but still, we collect. And we go on to the next one, which again, similar mechanism, similar action, everything should be the same thing, but somehow it's just not quite good enough, and we need to continue that addiction, that obsession, that need for that next fix that, again, everyone is vulnerable to, but I really feel like people in the cutlery community in general are very much, things get quite a bit out of hand very quickly, and you end up something like this. Now, this cost me $50. This cost me $700. Big difference in price. Better blade steels, better materials, better fit and finish, etc., etc., etc. But for everyday cutting tasks, this would work not quite as well as this, but close enough to not truly make a difference, right? Then from there, you're like, what? That's a high-end production, right? Now I want something really crazy, really me. So you might hit the custom route, and you might grab something absolutely crazy. This is a $1,200 knife. And again, this first one, it suited you just fine, but somehow you need to keep on going. That addiction, that sickness is present in every aspect of almost every community. But if you are a knife person, knife guy, or just a fan of EDC or cutlery in general, you are a little more prone to it. And even things like that are just weird, I know I don't like small knives, but, why did I grab this? I have no idea. Is it better than the other ones? No, it's actually considerably less. And honestly, I should just sell it, but I won't because, that addiction. It is a strange thing that we obsess over, but for me personally, it's an absolute love. These things bring me an absolute phenomenal amount of joy, and they really are kind of an addiction. But again, the first one would fit. The second one, again, maybe it'll fit a little better, maybe it won't, but at the same time, you don't need to go up to the custom level, but some of us do. And a lot of times, it's not because we can afford it. I know me personally, I can't afford to spend a couple grand on a knife. I do because I'm frankly stupid. Now, I have a good job. I make a decent amount of money. Do I make enough money to have a disposable income of thousands of dollars? No. But here we are. Anyways, that's going to be it for today, folks. It's going to be a nice, short little video. As always, I love you all very, very much. Thank you for your time, your likes, your subscribe, your support, your comments. I appreciate you all so, so very much. And in the comments below, please let me know what was your first fix. What was that knife you just had to have, that unique piece that just spoke to you in such a crazy way that you just had to have it? And were you satiated with that one knife? Was that one knife enough for you? Or were you constantly trying to find the same thing, but kind of trying to reinvent the wheel? Even though all same opening mechanisms, all similar locking mechanisms, one could fit, but you just got to have more, right? If you're like me, comment below and let me know, where did your addiction start? Thank you for your time.